Hello again. This is Elizabeth Humphrey from sagebrushstampers.blogspot.com. Today I'm going back to my roots as a stamper and making good old-fashioned decorated writing paper with a folder to keep the stationery handy for letter writing. I'm going to be using the berry stamps from Stampin Up. Don't forget that there are a few more days to get the berry blessing stamps and paper for free with a qualifying purchase. I will have the links in the description below. I will also be using some elements of the Make a Difference alphabet set. On this first bit of stationery, I am going to stamp a brambly, bushy, busy, berry-laden border. It's going to be thick and very slightly chaotic, so I don't have to worry about being too precise. I am going to make 2 pages at once here by switching the papers around each other, kind of like a puzzle. I have a large piece of fun foam behind the stationery to help make sure that the solid images of the stamps will stamp correctly. Thankfully, I found out that the ink will wipe right off of that fun foam. I did get a few ink smudges in the writing area of the stationery from my fingers getting a bit too close to the ink pad, but trust me, no one will notice. You just write your most exciting words on that part and it covers it up nicely. I'm going to stamp the outline stamp only randomly on the stationery just to call out a few leaves or berries. I didn't want to spend the time to outline every single thing. Nowadays, I feel that I only have time to send a short note and a card, so I usually make cards. But several times I have run out of room on the inside and the back of the card, and I think I should have just written a letter. When I got back to the letter paper, I was really happy with it. I wonder why I left off making stationery. It wasn't too long ago when we used to write snail mail letters. Even the men wrote letters. I never believed that email would replace letters completely. Now texting replaces email more often than not, but I still get real letters in the mail occasionally. My daughter and her friends use the postal system pretty often, so I guess that as long as we have pen pals, we'll have paper letters. I'm using a heavy, bright printer paper here. It is a color copy 28-pound weight, the Hammermill brand. It is nice and thick and smooth and took my pen beautifully. I tried making some from a store brand 26-pound copy paper, which is pretty thick for copy paper, but my ink just feathered, so I think I will stick to this kind. You could also use something like a high-quality resume paper. What I used to buy for my stationery business was a cotton paper and a kind of paper that had a linen texture, which was my very favorite to use for my own letters. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet cut in half here. That itself will be folded in half to fit into an invitation-sized envelope. So I have used those delectable fruity stamps to make a thornless thicket of berries here. It is really fun to use stamps in a different way as the supporting cast to your letter and not the all-important feature of a card. I'm going to add in a few more simple stationery ideas to show you that you can make stationery really fast. You can do borders on the bottom or top. You can simply use one stamp and ink color. I stamped all these the same, but you could do something fancy on the first page and something simple on the second page if you wanted to. You can also achieve a smaller half size without a paper cutter simply by folding the paper in half and stamping it as if it were two halves of a sheet of paper. That gives you a neat space to stamp a dividing border in the middle. I like using paper that has a watermark. It seems very fancy. Well, we are not without our resources as we dig ourselves through the mound of craft stash like giant gophers. Though I may not have any of the nicer resume watermarked paper on hand, I can make a watermark. Versamark is a watermark ink pad. I am holding this page up to the light. I hope you can see a bit of it. I didn't photograph it very well. It says "Made with Love" and has a wee floral sprig under it. For the holder or folder, I am using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper scored at 6 inches, turned 90 degrees, and scored at 3 inches. Fold up the bottom and fold the rest in half. This is a super quick folder because it has pretty prints on both sides of the paper, so I don't have to line it. I found this ribbon in my stash. At one time I had acres of it, and maybe this is the last. It is really a lightweight trim. The ribbon is almost paper-like. It is perfect for this single sheet folder. I'm securing it with tear and tape. I'm using tear and tape to secure the outer edges only. This is a very strong tape. This would make an easy gift for your pen friend. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this inspires you to make some stationery and write some old-fashioned letters. Bye for now.